I'm nervous. Hey guys, I'm Anjali. Welcome to my channel Anj Reads Books. Like the name suggests, Anj, that is me, reads books, and I will post reviews or vlogs or anything that I can think of related to books, and will post on this channel. And so if you find that interesting, please keep watching and subscribe to my channel. So today is my first video on this channel, and I am going to talk about The Song of Achilles by Madeline Miller. So before we get into the review, let me just inform you guys that this video is review plus rant. So I will leave the review part to be non-spoiler, but the rant will be spoilery. So you guys who have not read the book yet, you can just watch the review and skip the video after that. But who has read the book, please continue watching till the end so that we can discuss, we can see if we feel the same about the book or we notice something similar about the book. And because I have pent up emotions from this book, and I really need to get it out of my system so that I can finally sleep at night. So yeah, that's that, and let's just get into this. Song of Achilles. Achilles is a very famous character from Trojan War. He's literally the hero of the Trojan War. So this book revolves mainly around Achilles and his companion Patroclus. But this entire book, though it says Song of Achilles, the book is in Patroclus's view. So Patroclus, the story starts with Patroclus. Patroclus is a prince. He's a prince, and he is 9-year-old, and his father sends Patroclus to be as a suitor to some girl. That's literally the first or second chapter of the book, and that's when you find out what kind of a person Patroclus's father is. And you can tell from the first, at least from the first line, that the relationship between Patroclus and his father is not good. But at that point, when he sends his son to this marriage ceremony or something, his 9-year-old son, I mean, what are you doing? Come on. So yeah, that is the point you realize that what kind of a person Patroclus's father actually is. And I kind of hated that. I hate that person. I hate him. After that happens, something happens, and he is exiled from the court, by his father. He disowns, his father disowns him, and he is sent to another kingdom. And this kingdom, he finds Achilles. They're both kids, some 9 to 13 years old or something in that range. So they're kids, and Achilles literally is the only friend of Patroclus. Nobody else talks to him, or he kind of distances himself from the rest of the guys. He is going through depression. Come on, who wouldn't? So yeah, Achilles is the only one who accepts Patroclus like he is, and Patroclus kind of lets him, get close to himself. It just, everything falls into place. They get into friendship very quickly, and that friendship slowly turns to something deeper. Oh my god, that is literally the starting of the end of the thing. And later the main plot goes in. If you know the Greek mythology, or if you've read Iliad, or if you haven't, you can completely read this book. I mean, Madeline has done a brilliant job. I mean, you do not have to know the Greek mythology or have to read Iliad to get to this, to understand this book. I mean, it is brilliantly written. The prose, the character development, the feelings of the character. Oh my god, the feelings. You cannot. Patroclus he feels really deeply about Achilles, and you can feel that with him. there is no way that a person who has read this book has not fallen in love with Achilles. It's written like that. Seriously, you will fall in love with Achilles, because that is the way Patroclus sees him. The way he talks about Achilles, the way he looks at Achilles, it is, oh my god, it is brilliant. It's brilliantly written. And if you have the quotes, you must have gone through some quotes, and if you have not, please get this book and read the book, because seriously, the quotes are amazing. They blow your mind. I was literally blown by, there are so many quotes in this. I have underlined, or I did not particularly bookmark like any tabs or anything for this book. I did not annotate for this book because I did not feel like doing it. I mean, I did feel, but it felt like I would, be pulled out of the book, and it will feel like a book I'm reading, instead of actually getting into it and being there, watching the war unfold and everything. It's I did not want to get out of that, so I just kept on reading it. I did underline few of the things later. I did go back and underline few of the things which I liked, the quotes I liked. The quotes are amazing. You have to read this book. It is a masterpiece. Madeline has done an amazing job in writing this book. I mean, Achilles or Patroclus, that's it's brilliantly written, and you cannot say that it's not it's a fiction. Well, it is not. People do believe that that Greek mythology and all of this Trojan War was fiction. Some people, I don't know if it is or if it is not, but yeah, I did feel like they both were real. So I mean, I completely enjoyed it, and you have to read this book. This is amazing, because seriously, I would literally get okay, let me tell you something. I, like a moron, during this when this book was released, and everyone, everywhere, go to Bookstagram or YouTube or TikTok or whatever it is, everywhere Song of Achilles was like plastered everywhere, in every single platform. And I was like, oh my god, it's everywhere, I don't want to read it. I was like I did that, I'm kind of weird that way. So yeah, but later, after some time, I gave it gap. I did not want to read it because it was everywhere. Wherever I look, Song of Achilles, Song of Achilles, Song of Achilles. So I did not want to do the same thing again, if that makes sense. I don't know. It's kind of what I did. That's something that was running in my mind at that time. But yeah, I gave some time to it, and after some months, when I did not see much of this book and much of the characters, that's when I bought the book. And oh my god, I thank myself for that part, for that moment when I really agreed to buy the book and read it. Oof, if not, I would have missed like so much. And if you guys have not read this book, it deserves it, guys. I'm telling you, this is amazing. You have to read this book. Although, do not read this book thinking in a 21st century. This book was way long back. It was Greek mythology, so it's something around 18th century or something. So it is better to keep that in mind, okay? Even if you do not, this book, it's written in that way that you will you will remember, or you will always remember that it is way back in time, because that's women were treated like that. The war, everything, the war was like 10 years, it was fought for 10 years, the bloodshed, everything, it will remind you that it is not right now. It was way past, way back, because women were treated like something, well, women were treated like shit, and they were bought. After the war was done, the victims, the women of the victims were bought, daughters, sisters, they were traded, literally, they were like auctioned kind of. But yeah, it was very common back in that time. Now it is better, but still in that time it was very common, and it was men dominated society back then. So you do have to keep that in mind, and you do have to understand that this book was written based on historical preferences. Back at that time it was happening, so this book was just meant to be true to the history. So just keep that in mind, and do read it, guys, because this will blow your mind. And it is a tragedy. We already, if you know about it, it is a tragedy, but I didn't know it was a tragedy, but I thought I could handle it, but I couldn't. I just couldn't. I did not think I would care that much for the characters, I think. But I did care, and I was glassy eyed for half the book, and in the end I just could not bear it any longer. So yeah, I really would recommend this book to you guys. So please buy this book. Please buy this book, and you have to read this if you have not already. So this will be my review. I have rated this book 5 stars, obviously nothing less. It's amazing, it's brilliant. So yeah, you have to read this. Close this video right now and go buy the book, or from your nearest stores, or book it in Amazon, order it in Amazon, or whatever you do to buy a book, just do it right now, okay? So yeah, so if you like this video, like and share, and subscribe to my channel. People who have read this book, come on guys, this book is so amazing. I mean, I have a few of my favorite quotes or something, favorite scenes, and I have very mixed feelings about the characters actually. Patroclus and Achilles, I do love them. Patroclus is the brilliant male. I'm telling you, he is a best human being, because after what happened with Achilles, Achilles, at some point we know that he had got sidetracked, just one track mind he had, because he was only thinking about his prophecy and his pride. That was only going on in his mind, nothing else, like literally nothing else. And that was the point where Achilles and Patroclus had some ups and downs, but Patroclus never saw him that way. He said that he's not the man. Achilles was not the man Patroclus always knew at some point. But yes, even after Patroclus begged him to spare everyone's life, and he could see, Patroclus was literally seeing what was happening, but Achilles was completely blind. He was blinded. And still, after what had happened, after everything had happened, he was still bigger person to see good in Achilles. And that is something that really touched me. I mean, I was like, when I read this, like Achilles, the way he was behaving, I was like, dude, what the fuck? Get over it. It is nothing. Get over it. Because if he had let his pride, just go to hell for 1 second, Patroclus would have lived, is what I feel. Because I was like hoping when Patroclus had come to Achilles saying that I would go on your behalf wearing your armor, I was like, come on man, tell him you'll go and fight, because he doesn't know how to fight. How can you just let him go like that? And Patroclus was like, I can do it, but Achilles, he did say to stay safe and everything, and to stay inside and not to jump more. But okay, Patroclus did do that later, and that did cost him his life. But I was kind of hoping Achilles would put his pride away for a while, just for that one day at least. But that did not happen. So yeah, that was heartbreaking. After that entire thing was heartbreaking. Achilles, after that he was like, he wanted to die. I mean, that was the part which I really, that the moment he saw Patroclus's body, I think he understood what wrong he had done, what he lost, just to gain something small. That it did teach a lesson to to not keep something so small, give that much priority that would cause something that you really value. So that is that. And the one more thing I wanted to talk about was, what is her name? Achilles' mom, Thetis. Oh, she is, oh my gosh, she is so cold. She is a bitch, I'm telling you, because till the last part I really loved it. The moment she stepped into the story, she was cold to Patroclus, completely cold, and she did not mind whatever was happening with Achilles. Like seriously, she did not care what Achilles was feeling and what he wanted. She only wanted him to be a god, and well, she did torture Patroclus in emotional way. The biggest thing I felt was wrong, what Thetis did, was that getting him married to this girl, Diademia, something like that. Yeah. So this girl, Thetis, she firstly got those two married, and then she asked Diademia to have a physical relationship with her son, and then she says, after after Patroclus arrives there at the scene, and Diademia is like, she's all wailing and crying and says that you're mine, I will claim you, you have lain with me and something. And Thetis is like, you don't deserve him, you have no right to claim him. Then what the fuck, you did that to her? Seriously, Diademia was not in relation with any of the characters. She was not required. You brought her into the story, into middle of this, you asked her to have a relationship with your son, you kind of got her pregnant, and then you say you don't deserve him. What the hell is that? I am so frustrated. I was so frustrated at that point, and oh my god, I felt so bad for Patroclus at that point, because Patroclus was like, oh shit. I was like, my heart hurt at that time for Patroclus, and Achilles was like, no, I did not like it, I did not like doing it and everything. But I felt so bad for Patroclus at that point. To some extent, from the start to some point, it was completely the story between Achilles and Patroclus, how their relation, how their friendship developed into something else, and how they became friends, and how their friendship got something else. And from there, just when the thing started between them, this war comes in, this Trojan, that complete, and the main plot of the Trojan War that comes in, of that Helen being kidnapped and everything. And well, from there it's completely hell. Like their relationship, the 10 years of war, it completely test that it kind of, you know, it was a test to their relationship between Patroclus and Achilles, I mean. And it did cost both of them so much, but yeah, it did feel very different from the point when the war started. Like you know, that's the point when you actually go back to 18th century. Till then you understand what everything is, because till then it's normal. It's just two guys feeling for each other, two people having some sort of feelings for each other. But after that, once the war has started, it completely goes back to that point when everything was, you know, so cruel, and not the society was not good at that point. Everything was for some reason. It is even now, but still that was even more cruel, and that time was even more cruel and, you know, selfish. That is the main thing about this book, because I did not feel that I had to put an extra pressure, like extra effort from myself, from my side, to you know, get into that era or understand how things used to work in that era. This book, it automatically did that for me, because it did explain everything, how things went and how things were at that particular point. Agamemnon, that man, I hate that man more than Thetis or Patroclus' father. He was the main reason for everything to go down. He was completely selfish, and he would not listen to Achilles. Achilles had told him, like, bro, you are trying to win this thing which you're trying to do, it's because of me, and you have the, you know, you have the this to challenge me. I mean, what the hell? He was, I do agree with him, because the war had not started until Achilles had agreed to it, right? So they were kind of dependent on Achilles from a very, you know, very initial point. And at this point, after a few years, you are like showing tantrums to Achilles, and that's not fair. But Achilles should have let it go at some point. You know the point, because people are dying. The war did continue, and his army was dying, and he was still waiting for Agamemnon to come and apologize and do all those things, which it was like a bit of a stretch, I would say. You know, Achilles got single-minded from that point. Actually, that was from Agamemnon and his that exchange that they had over Briseis. That name, God, over Briseis. Yeah. From there, after Patroclus had died, the moment Achilles was about to die, that scene broke my heart. He was like, I have actually underlined that part. Achilles smiles as his face strikes the earth. He was like happy to die, and oh my God, I was so heartbroken at that line, because after Patroclus had gone, there was no reason. He felt like there was no reason for him to live after that. And it was like, I could not stop myself from crying that time, because I was, like I said, I was glassy-eyed for most of the book. Not most of the book, well, after the war started, and after a certain point when things got, you know, difficult between these two people. So after that point, yeah, I was kind of glassy-eyed. But this Patroclus died, I was like, okay. But after I felt Achilles' grief I could not take it any longer. I could not control it. I just broke down. I could not do it any longer. Yeah. But still, even now, when I think about Thetis, what Thetis did over Patroclus' and Achilles' tomb, it was only written Achilles, and Patroclus was not free yet. He could not go. He could not leave this planet and go underworld and find Achilles there. But he did not get his peace. And at that point, I really liked Thetis because she did actually grieve. That is the point. I really liked her as a mother, and she did let Patroclus go to Achilles. She did that Patroclus, that tomb thing. That was a heart-touching scene. I was so overwhelmed by this book that, oh God, I cannot tell you guys how I have no words for that scene, because I was like in tears. Okay, that is normal. I mean, that I've already told you guys. I was in tears, but at that point I could not speak. I could not think about anything else but what these two guys had finally achieved, what Patroclus had finally gotten after so many years, after so long being away from Achilles, even after being dead, and Achilles was waiting there for him. Oh my God, I felt so happy, and still it broke my heart. Oh, this book was amazing. It was amazing, and I could not wait to reread again some point, not right now, because like I said, I just removed the feelings from me. So I just wanna pull myself together for now, and let that settle in, and someday I will again pick this book and read it, and I'll feel that emotions again. I can't wait, but not right now. Like I said, not right now. I'm not in a right mind again to go through this and to go through that feelings. So yeah, that was the Song of Achilles. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I surely did. Let me know in the comment section below what you liked about this book, and what is your favorite scene, what is your favorite quote. I bet there are so many, because I have so many. So please let me know. I would love to read the comments, and I would love to share my favorites with you. So yeah, please like this video, please share this video, and subscribe to my channel, and hit the bell icon if you want to know when I post the next video and my next reviews or reading vlog or whatever I am planning to do. So please do that. Okay, so it's me, Anjali, signing off. Bye.